Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another Shenanigans 1977, episode number 2427 of the show. What is going on? I hope you guys are having a had a wonderful day, because it's almost over. Because we got, what, a little over an hour left of... And once again, I want to wish my brother, Tyler, a.k.a. Trevor, because he wants to refer to as Trevor, a very happy birthday. He said he'll call me tomorrow, man, which I'm really excited about, talking to him and telling him what the heck is going on this year in my life. And I'm telling you what, it's a crazy year. Let me tell you, I am nuts. All right? I am crazy. I am live. I am here. I'm like, woohoo. People were thinking, what the heck is wrong with this boy? And I said, I'm probably drinking too much caffeine, trying to stay up late and trying to do these videos so I can make everything fancy and fancy schmancy and all that good stuff. As you know, tomorrow night, I'll make my return after a 2-week absence on Rant and Rave, since I did, 8 hours on episode 300. That was a lot of fun. So you got that, and we had a lot of fun interviewing Demolition and Mosh, which is really cool. So that's how I feel. And we're in like this boy gone insane. Yeah, I've gone whacked. Is this boy on crack? No, I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. Although, technically, I would drink some soda. I'm sure Romy would be like, you're trying to drink from a cup! Shut up, I'm old school. I'll drink from a bottle if I want to. That's how I feel. Anyways, so, let's get going with this, because, as you know, tomorrow night, Rant and Rave, I make my return. And we're going to make our SummerSlam picks and predictions. I got written down the matches and all that. We're also going to talk about, I'm going to talk about Bash at the Beach 2000, what I think of the event, which match stands out to me and all that. I'm not going to be Dave Meltzer, okay? Just, you know. Although it's going to hit different now because, with Hulk Hogan's death. No, we're probably going to address that too. Officially on Rant and Rave. I know we addressed it in the other sites and all, on the other streams and whatnot. But I don't think we haven't gotten to address it on Rant and Rave because it happened so quickly. And not only that, me and William weren't on there to discuss it. So there's that. And what's wrong with you, Eric? Okay, let's get going here. We're going to talk a little bit of AEW Dynamite. As you know, Forbidden Door, the road to Forbidden Door is here. It starts now, and the AEW World Title Eliminator quarterfinal does continue. The Outrunners face the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks, well, ever since they're no longer EVPs, they're getting screwed with, and they had the title, and they had the jobber name. Talent name, social media, and crap, and the fans like chanting, "You're our jobbers," and they were like giving the jobber treatment. They were in the ring already, and they were getting ticked off. But they took it out on the Outrunners, and the Young Bucks did win the matchup. And then Kazuchika Okada showed up after the matchup to applaud the Young Bucks. I'm like, Okada, you're an idiot. You got a championship belt. They don't. You're gonna get a rotten treatment too if you're gonna associate yourself with the Young Bucks. But then they all three decide to attack the Outrunners. So Swerve Strickland shows up and cleans house. So there's that. And Renee Paquette interviewed Mark Briscoe, and then Ricochet and the GOA interrupted Mark Briscoe, saying, "You better not what you won't. You're worried about MJF. You better worry about me." Well, Mark Briscoe's in a different kind of mood. Ricochet, if I were you, I wouldn't stand his way. And Mark Briscoe didn't care. He was looking at MJF, And they said, well, focus. I would say, listen, why would Mark, and then you could show this guy some respect. Now, well, I will face him out there. And I'm like, why would Mark Briscoe show a guy respect for a guy who acts and sounds like Roger Thomas from What's Happening? Because that's what he does. Ricochet, you goof. You bald-headed looking goof. I like doing that. He's good in the ring and all that. I respect him. But, it's not, I like to heckle the heels. I'm an old school wrestling fan. Because he sounds like Roger Thomas from What's Happening. What the heck is that? Man, yeah, and then you got the Gates of Agony, a.k.a. Raj and Rerun. No, Dwayne and Rerun, excuse me. You got Raj, Dwayne, and Rerun. The What's Happening crew. That looks like if I see Ricochet in the GOA in a live AEW, I was like, hey, this Raj, Dwayne, and Rerun from What's Happening. Oh my gosh. I can't. That was a good joke. Let me tell you. You guys are old school. You don't know old school 70s television shows like I did. I used to watch reruns of those when I was a kid back in the day. Having a little TV with the knob you can turn around, get the rabbit ears and all that good stuff. And you had to switch to play. You had that not Nintendo Switch, but you have that little RF switch. You can change channel 3 to play video games on. Well, I had a ColecoVision back in the day and a regular NES, so. By the way, speaking of the NES, it turns 40 this year. Believe that? I do. Anyway, so that Beavis-looking butthead, MJF, once again, that's right, he is a Beavis-looking butthead. I don't care how many times. And the guy looks like a goof. He's got this stupid hair. It looks like a rat crawled on it and then died. You know what I mean? Or a dog decided to hide itself and saw MJF and it fainted after MJF smelled bad. Okay. So that Beavis-looking butthead tries to talk to, wanted to talk to MVP. Oh, MVP's not, Shelton Benjamin. MVP's not here, and you know what? And Shelton Benjamin says, as far as Hurt Syndicate goes, you're out. I'm like, yeah, that Beavis-looking butthead, MJF, once again, failed. And I'll tell you one thing, Hurt Syndicate does not need MJF. I don't know why MJF wants to join the Hurt Syndicate in the first place. Oh, him and MVP were old friends. So MVP's not stupid anymore. I think he's trying to realize that. And you know what? Thank God. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, Tony Schiavone interviewed Christian Cage. And Christian Cage, I think Christian Cage is basically, what he said, he's basically on his own. I mean, he addressed Adam Copeland in a very harsh manner. But at the same time, though, and then he addressed his former stablemates in the Patriarchy, Nick Wayne, the Ring of Honor television champ, Kip Sabian, and Shayna Wayne, and basically said, I disown you. And then he basically walked away. And as he's going up, Shayna Wayne confronted him, and then he was attacked by Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian from behind, and then he hit him with a concerto. If that does not snap him into reality and said, hey, you're going to need some help, and I'm hoping that Adam Copeland comes to your aid, and I want to see Adam Copeland and Christian Cage one more time. Let's get those guys together. Let's go. I don't care. Get it done. Nick Wayne said Kip Sabian need to be taught a lesson, and the only guys that would teach him a lesson are the two dudes that would reek of awesomeness. And no 5-second poses. I'm talking about Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Get those boys back together. Come on, AEW. Get on that. And then FTR addresses the Bang Bang Gang, Adam Copeland, and the Hurt Syndicate. Stokely Hathaway, being the crybaby that he is, he's, you're banned, Adam Copeland. You know what? If I was AEW's general manager, and if Stokely Hathaway demands that I ban from somebody, I said, you know what? I think you're being stupid. You're looking like the love child of Charles Barkley and Kevin Hart. And another thing too, Stokely Hathaway, I ain't banning nobody. Adam Coleman goes wherever the heck he wants. And because of your stupid rule that you made, the stupid demand you made, Adam Coleman wasn't able to help Christian Cage earlier tonight. So guess what? It's on you. And I'll tell you what, you guys keep this up, you might be out of that tag team tournament faster you can say Ticonderoga. If you can say Ticonderoga. Or Worcestershire. Which of the two? I don't care. But anyways, tomorrow night on Collision, that's right, Collision will be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We're going to try to attempt to watch it while doing Rant and Rave. I'll be triple tasking once again. I'll be multitasking, triple tasking, doing one podcast, 2 shows. 2 wrestling shows. I'm going to watch TNA on my tablet, Collision on my TV, try to take notes, try to make predictions. It's going to be a barrel of freaking monkey. You know what? No. I don't want to say monkeys. To me, that's a racist term now. The only time I want to mention the word monkey is if I'm referring to Mickey Dolenz or the late, great Mike Nesmith, the late, great Pierre Torque, or the late, great Davy Jones. The band. It'll be a barrel of laughs and a barrel of wackiness and a barrel of little fish. Fish in a barrel. All right? Anyways. So there is that. While they were dressing after all that, Young Bucks interrupts FTR. Hey, it's a pass and all that. I believe the FTR and the Young Bucks are going to face each other in that tournament finals. And personally, those 2 teams can beat the crap out of each other. All I care. If I were to hurt Syndicate, I'd bash them both their brains in. Whatever. Bash those 2 teams with their brains in because they're all stupid. They're all jerks. And get Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland wants to get his hands on FTR. Adam Cole and Christian Cage, make it a 3-way for those AEW World Tag Team titles, and Adam Cole and Christian Cage can win the belts. Who knows? And Christian Cage says he's an a-hole. He admitted it. He's an a-hole. Then you got the AEW World title on the line, which I thought this was going to be the main event. And so security was surrounding the ring to make sure that nobody interferes in this match. Everybody's banned from ringside. The Death Riders, Wheeler Yuta, a.k.a. the Quantum Ranger on crack, and Claudio Castagnoli, a.k.a. the Timu version of Jason Statham, tried to get involved. Security stopped them, but Maria Shafir somehow snuck over, handed Jon Moxley the belt. Moxley hits Page with the belt, but Page still kicks out. Referee Paul Turner caught Maria Shafir, tells security to get her out of there. He did. Jon Moxley did all he could, but in the end, Hangman Adam Page retains the title. That's what's most important. So, but then, and Darby, while they were, the Death Riders were getting escorted now, Darby Allin jumped off the balcony on top of the Death Riders. He just wanted to make sure that the Death Riders get out of the ring and they get out quick. Anyways, women's tag team matchup. I thought this was going to be the main event. The AEW Women's World Champion, 4-time champ, the lovely, the gorgeous, curvaceous, babylicious, totally retro, and totally funny, and totally beautiful, Timeless Toni Storm teamed up with Alex Windsor against the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Athena, and the crazed up Billy Starks. And he always goes, I don't know why, she's been Hacksaw Jim Duggan or something. Anyways, and Athena and Billy Starks surprisingly picked up the victory over Storm and Windsor, and with Athena pinning Toni Storm. She can cash in that contract any time, though. She could have. Right there and then. Meanwhile, Renee Paquette interviewed Hangman Adam Page after the matchup, and MJF interrupts Page. I'm like, MJF, doesn't the guy ever want to shut up? I mean, he was funny in Happy Gilmore, too. I gotta give him that. But the fact of the matter is this, folks. Well, I have an idea. If anybody makes fun of me tomorrow night or on Jordy's stream, I'm spoiling Happy Gilmore too. I want to see if anybody try to pull that with me. Ooh, I got a penalty. That's a penalty that I would love to do. That's a penalty I would love to do. So if anybody decides to make fun of me and disrespect me on either Rant and Rave tomorrow night or on Chilling with Jordy stream on Friday, I'm spoiling Happy Gilmore too. There you go. Anyways, that Beavis looking butthead once again, and he brought up Jay Briscoe, and then Hangman Adam Page brought up, Mark Briscoe says he's weren't worthy of the title. Oh yeah, he's like his brother and everything else. So Hangman Adam Page telling you better get out of here before I kick your butt. So, and then Alicia too interviews Willow Nightingale, and tomorrow night on Collision there will be a matchup between her and Tekla. So, and also there's 4 matches already. Chris Statlander will be in action tomorrow night. The 2 title match, the two tournament matches will be going on as the Gates of Agony, the GOA, goes up against Brody King and Bandito, the Ring of Honor World Champion. And then for the final quarterfinals, and then the semifinals, the FTR will take on the Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson, a.k.a. Mr. Toni Storm, and Austin Gunn. We'll see what happens in that matchup. And also, like I said, Will Nightingale will take on Tekla. And the TNT title will be on the line in Chicago Street Fight as Dustin Rhodes defends it against Kyle Fletcher. And then the main event, Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe. And it was a heck of a matchup until the Gates of Agony, a.k.a. the GOA, came out. And they got involved during the match. But then Brody King and Bandito says, we got you guys tomorrow night. We're going to beat the crap out of you now. And so, but Briscoe did pick up the victory over Roger Thomas of What's Happening. Come on now. That's funny. And it says Dwayne and Rerun decided to join them. Bishop Khan's Dwayne and Tola Leona is Rerun. And so Mark Briscoe addresses the Chicago crowd, and then he calls out MJF. MJF comes out and responds to him, "Oh, you think I'm going to go out there? No, I'm going to wait until my time and my title and all that." And then he goes, "I'll accept your challenge next week if you're going to make it next week." And then MJF gives him a low blow and beats the crap out of him. And then he's about to use the Dynamite ring until Hangman Adam Page comes out, and MJF retreats like a scared little boy. And he runs like a scared little boy too, that Beavis-looking butthead. MJF, you suck. All right. Hope Mark Briscoe beats the pants off you. Anyways, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 2427 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Tomorrow we're going to have Press Your Luck. Like I said, we have Rant and Rave. We're going to have Collision. We're going to have TNA. Lots of stuff happening. Yes, sir. All right. We're going to have a little bit of fun tomorrow night. Tomorrow, Press Your Luck. I know I'll probably start that a little later because I think my brother's going to call me, and we're going to chat up a while. Because I haven't heard from him in a while. So we'll see how he's doing. Let's do this thing tomorrow. All right? So, good night, everybody. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raven Beaufort 3000 telepictures and distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.